as we welcome you live to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellisville, Indiana. It's another boys and girls basketball varsity doubleheader. Tonight it's the North Putnam Cougars against the Edgewood Mustangs. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson, and Quinn, Edgewood 7-2 and got an impressive victory last night, 58-32 over Cloverdale.
Yep. Good to have the coach back, as they would say. After a year away, we got to see the team under Coach Gary Sims, and it's like he never left. They have really gotten back into it, and they have a very promising team as well. This is definitely going to be a really fun year for the Edgewood Mustangs.
Yeah, it's a team that's really good. Coach Sims is back after 1 year, only lost 2 seniors last year with Kaylee Meyer and John L. Pace, but you got a lot of good pieces back, and then you add a freshman who starts in Caden Harrington, and not to mention she's 6'2".
Yeah, Kate Harrington, the younger sister of Parker Harrington, another name you'll be hearing tonight, stepped in and has become a real big contributor on this team. Not very often that you're able to get we talk about it all the time, a freshman starter for the wing, but one at a position such as center as well is a huge benefit for the Mustangs. And you gotta imagine that Sims is going to be excited for the whole 4 years that she's going to be playing here and her development as she continues to get better.
As we are going to get ready here for the national anthem.
Please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
As the Edgewood Pep Band plays the national anthem, 2018 state band champions finished second this season. North Putnam comes into this game, Quinn, 4-4. They lost to South Putnam 59-56, so not a lot of time to dwell on their loss last night to get back to playing last night.
And not a lot of you see it all the time, that quick turnaround from Friday to Saturday. And vice versa, it's not, can't really celebrate the win that she had yesterday here at Edgewood. You got, as Coach Sims told you before the game, we're getting ready for a track meet tonight.
Yeah, Coach Sims says they're going to be a track meet. They average 46.1 a game and give up defensively 40.4, as you see Edgewood getting introduced.
Number 22, Alex.
So quickly looking at the lineups for North Putnam, Bree Miller, number 32, 5'10", sophomore. She's a double-double machine, Quinn. We got to keep an eye on her. Bree Miller, 32. 13 is Bailey Osborne. She's 5'8", senior. Kyla Willis is a 5'1", sophomore, number 25. She's another one that leads their team in scoring. Dana Tennis, 5'6", senior, number 1. And then Hannah Sims, a 5'6", senior, number 3 for Lucas Hayworth. 4-4 in his first year coaching the girls. He coached the boys in 2013 and 14, 11-11 record. the same starting lineup for Coach Gary Sims all season. Caden Harrington, the center, 6'2 freshman. Taylor Minnick, number 23, 5'5 junior. Allie Spear, 5'6 senior. Shelby Anderson, 5'6 senior. And then Carly Sherfield, 5'6 sophomore. So it's going to be Harrington and Miller to jump it, and Edgewood controls the tip, and we are underway. Shelby Anderson, 17 points last night, hit 5 threes, all in the first half.
Yeah, that's one thing. Last season was definitely a down year for Edgewood. A big part of that was having Shelby Anderson miss a majority of the season or being injured for most of that season.
Several girls missed a lot of time last year for injury. No Trista Helms tonight for Edgewood because of an ankle, as Taylor Minnick goes right to the basket and gets her first 2 of the game.
Minnick been a starter on this Edgewood Mustangs team since the freshman year. Has continued to improve.
And you're going to see this a lot. They forced 33 turnovers last night, Edgewood's defense, as Carly Sherfield gets the steal. And now Caden Harrington going to go to work and is able to score over Bree Miller.
Able to kind of elbow her way in, and excellent job.
As North Putnam loses it out of bounds and Edgewood controls. This was the one thing last night that Edgewood did really well, was they put that full court press on, and they were able to really frustrate Cloverdale defensively. Looking off to the same start this evening. Minnick thought about 3, pump fakes, puts it up, too strong. Miller with the rebound. She's going to bring it up the floor. Going to get it to Dana Tennis. She's going to fire the wide open 3. It's off the mark, and she will get called for the foul, as Carly Sherfield had an open floor to the.
Very smart foul to make sure that didn't get an easy bucket.
So the first foul on North Putnam. As Edgewood leads 4-0. Here is Carly Sherfield. We will see her twin sister Claire come off the bench, and she's going to go right to the bucket. Too strong. Harrington with the rebound, and then gets bumped by 2 Cougars, and they call the jump ball. Possession there on North Putnam. This is Kyla Willis. Number 3 is Hannah Sims. And they're going to, it's a turnover, it's a travel call on North Putnam.
That's what happened. When you play aggressive defense like that, it isn't always about you causing steals. It's also about just making your opponent flinch and make mistakes. Right there, that's the sign of a really good defense.
And that is what Coach Sims has always built his teams on, is that defensive mentality. Offensively, a lot of times they struggle. This year, 46.1 offensive average and giving up 40.4. But it's always defense first when it comes to Coach Sims and this Edgewood team.
There's plenty of offense on this team, so defense is going to be a main focus throughout the season.
Shelby Anderson with it. And as you see, North Putnam giving her no space whatsoever. There is Carly Sherfield. She sees the hole, and she gets fouled and is going to go to the line.
Saw the open lane, basically forcing her defender to either try to come up with a well-timed block or draw the foul, and the gamble paid off for her. She goes to the line for 2.
She misses the free throw. On the season, she averages 5.2 a game, as we're going to get 3 subs for North Putnam. 23, Clarissa Gibson. Looking to see the other subs as well. One more for Sherfield. She misses both. As Edgewood is a team, free throw wise, 58% from the field coming, or from the line coming into tonight, but a block by Harrington. And there's Minnick, too strong. And it's Harrington touched it last. It will be North Putnam ball.
Yeah, she's tried to tip it back in. Didn't get a handle on it though.
Anna Sims taken away, jump ball call. It'll be Edgewood ball this time. Now it looks like Hannah Sims down on the floor, slow to get up, as they will come out to look at her. I think there was a collision in her head. She hit her head.
Can never be too careful when it comes to head safety.
No, there's definitely a, got to be very careful when it comes to that, as she is up, as you see a great shot of her coming off the floor with the coach and the trainer. And she will get looked at. So North Putnam's got it, Kyla Willis, and it's taken away by Sherfield. Up ahead, Allie Spear got to get a handle on it, and she's able to score.
The more impressive part was her able to take what was basically a very overthrown, a kind of an overthrown pass, and transition it into a legal dribble before being able to end up, or else she would have been called for the travel.
Yeah. As that's a foul on North Putnam, the third team foul.
Yeah, third team foul on North Putnam, none so far for Edgewood.
We're going to get Kyla Willis with the foul. That's her first. And then it got taken away. Here is North Putnam. As it was a foul.
Foul on Anderson.
It's on Shelby Anderson, her first. And it'll be a 30-second timeout for North Putnam. But so far, Quinn, I mean, Edgewood's come in, couple quick baskets, and they've shut this North Putnam team out almost halfway through this first quarter.
And it all starts on the defensive end. As I said, a couple of steals early on sets the tempo for the rest of the game. You then get players flinching, thinking more of protecting the ball instead of trying to execute a play, and then that leads to mistakes. Defense is 50%, is half physical, but also half mental. And right now, Edgewood has been able to get both sides down in keeping North Putnam shut out so far.
Gonna get it into Bree Miller. There's a double team. This is gonna be a shot. It's good for the Cougars.
Much needed shot for the Cougars, as able to get on the board and also cut this deficit in half.
As Edgewood brings it up. Now there's a steal for Clarissa Gibson. Kyla Willis with it, now poked away by Anderson into the hands of Harrington. Shelby Anderson was stepped on the line. Now substitutions coming in. Some of the North Putnam numbers have changed a little bit, so Bailey Osborne back in for the Cougars along with Dana Tennis. Here is North Putnam. Zoe Powell in the game for Edgewood, wears number 20 along with 11, Kara Clark. And now 10 is Claire Sherfield.
And Claire Sherfield, the sister of Carly, both younger sisters of Aaron Sherfield, Edgewood great.
Aaron Sherfield played here a couple of years ago. Basically, and like you said with Shelby Anderson, Aaron Sherfield was another one that halfway through her freshman year came into a starting role and stayed in that starting role for 3.5 years.
Sometimes you got to make the most of your opportunity.
And she absolutely did that. She took over when a girl named Carly Thornton, went out with illness that sidelined her the rest of that season. And Erin did a great job as a freshman stepping into that role, handling the ball like a point guard. Something she can instill in her sisters. As Zoe Powell gets it, Kara Clark gonna fire the three. It is short, and the rebound to North Putnam.
And I bet that might be one of the reasons Coach Sims came back. Is like, you mean I can get two players who are two Aaron Sherfields on my team? Thank you.
Yeah, Coach Sims definitely happy to be back on the sidelines. You know, he originally stepped away, was ready to hang it up. He didn't retire. He's still teaching. He was teaching last year. He's a biology teacher here in the school. But he was ready to hang it up, but then those competitive juices got flowing, so he's back again after a year off. Kara Clark gonna fire top of the key. Zoe Powell tries to save it, but it's out of bounds, and it'll be North Putnam ball.
Zoe Powell is someone who showed quite a bit of promise in her freshman season, and she's definitely someone, maybe not this year, but down the line is going to be a really important contributor for this Edgewood team. She just continues to take advantage of every opportunity she gets.
And she had a great opportunity last night with 11 points off the bench in the win over Cloverdale as they call Claire Sherfield for the foul, her first. Now, Bree Miller is going to come back in for North Putnam. She's going to get the ball, guarded by Daphne Ehrman. And then Osborne loses it.
Yeah, Miller needs to be in this game. She doesn't necessarily need to score, but she needs to at least make Edgewood fear her scoring.
So North Putnam throwing on the press. Kara Clark gets it away to Ehrman. She can't finish. Zoe Powell gets knocked to the floor, no call. Shelby Anderson gets it to Powell, and she gets fouled and will go to the line. They're not going to call it. They're going to say no shot. So Bailey Osborne picks up her first foul. And then there's Shelby Anderson. Gonna fire it, and she picks up where she left off last night.
You could tell right away she able to get open, but then she got into her nice little step back position to be able, and as soon as you saw that step back, you knew it was going in.
Foul on Sherfield.
So the foul on Claire Sherfield, her second, the team's third. Miller puts up the shot, no good. Powell battling for it. It's going to stay with North Putnam. Well, just like last night, you know, Edgewood's come out and throwing everything at North Putnam, and North Putnam so far struggling to get on the board with just 3 points here in the first quarter. So here comes Carly Sherfield back in the game. And going to replace her twin sister, Claire. So North Putnam to inbound it, and they're going to call a push in the back on Edgewood. They're going to call Ehrman for the foul. That's her first and the team's fourth. There's Miller, too strong, into the hands of Carly Sherfield. North Putnam fans want to travel, not going to get it. Powell gets it. Anderson another step back, this time off the mark.
Forced that one, tried to get it around a couple of hands, so it didn't really get a clean look. But still, if you're able to get her on either of the corners, it's usually a good shot.
So far, North Putnam really bottling her up, and then a beautiful pass from Anderson underneath to Kara Clark.
They just forgot about Clark right in the inbound play.
There is Hannah Sims with her first two of the game.
Glad to see that she's okay, able to go straight to the basket.
Yeah, came back after getting knocked in the head. Kara Clark, Miller, a lot of contact, no call. Edgewood doing a good job with those offensive rebounds. There is Carly Sherfield. Misses. Ehrman the rebound, too strong, and Miller with the board. And here comes North Putnam, Kyla Willis. One-on-one, and she is able to get that basket to go.
And this is exactly what North Putnam thrives in, and that's a up and down game, able to turn those missed shots into transition buckets.
4-point lead for the Mustangs as Willis knocks it away, gets it into the hands of Sims. Bodies flying everywhere. Tennis going to throw a long shot up. No good. Powell with the rebound. You got Anderson up ahead with 2 seconds. Contact, and it no good for Shelby Anderson. And that's the end of the first quarter as Edgewood leads North Putnam 11-7 here on Smithfield Sports.
Smithfield Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithfield representative or email media@smithfield.com.
As we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, you see the North Putnam Cougars coached by Lucas Hayworth as Edgewood leads the Cougars 11-7 after 1 quarter of play. Just a reminder, we're not done. We'll have the boys contest between these two teams 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game. The Edgewood boys fell short last night to Cloverdale as they're looking to bounce back from a division loss. As you see the Edgewood Pep Band under the direction of Mr. Aaron Wells doing a great job as always, providing the soundtrack for all the Edgewood basketball games. So coming into the game now for North Putnam is Brady Gierke. She's a 6'1" senior, so a girl that can go toe-to-toe with Caden Harrington.
Cougars have plenty of, do have the size to go up against Edgewood.
As we are underway here in the second quarter. And another turnover for Edgewood. Now it's a turnover for the Mustangs, and Harrington gets the rebound as Gibson's shot was no good. Minnick, Harrington flies to the floor, no call. She gets back. Sims gonna put up the 3, it's no good, and there's Harrington with the rebound. Already a double-double this season for Harrington against Bloomfield. Powell. Carly Sherfield. Minnick just slices through and gets blocked. And now it's going to be a foul on Edgewood. It's going to be 2 on Shelby Anderson and the team's 5th. Now, Michaela Schooling's coming in for Edgewood, replacing Anderson. As Sims with it for North Putnam. And that's a shot for Brady Gierke. And North Putnam's within 2.
Yeah, slowly but surely, they've been able to kind of change the pace of this game. A little bit more free-flowing than the hectic style that Edgewood usually likes to play.
That's a
Foul on Minnick.
That's on Taylor Minnick. Her first and the team's 6th.
Yeah, one more, and then North Putnam will go into the bonus.
Schooling guarding Sims. Just under 6.5 to go here before halftime. And loses it out of bounds. It will be Edgewood ball.
That was actually an amazing job of Harrington kind of sealing Reiki away from where basically it made it for a hard pass for her to get into and basically cause the turnover.
Carly Sherfield lets it fly, and it's good. 14-9. Sherfield's first point. Sims jump stop in the lane, in and out. Harrington with the rebound.
Yeah, that ball teased her. That should have gone in.
Here comes Sherfield. She's going to get fouled and go to the line.
And you could definitely tell a difference between Carly Sherfield, the freshman, and Carly Sherfield, the sophomore. The freshman, she was very passive, as you would expect of a point guard, but you can see that she is a lot more aggressive here as a sophomore. You usually do see that with the freshman starter. You kind of feel like a little bit out of place and that you need to facilitate everyone else. And then you're like, oh, I'm a veteran now. I get to go ahead and get my piece of the pie.
And she has done that so far this season. It's just a total team effort. There's no player that averages double figures. As Sherfield missed it, Powell with the rebound, put back no good, and then another foul underneath. And they will get Hannah Sims with the foul. So both teams 6 fouls and one more. They will both be in the 1-1. And Schooling Minnick left wide open in and out. And Willis with the rebound.
Minnick, a classic example of what I was talking about. Basically didn't shoot at all in her freshman season, but has been one of the leading scorers ever since.
Yeah, just a junior too is Minnick. So she's got another year left. Miller going 1-1 with Harrington. And that was no good, and then Willis just got kind of poked in the eye as she reached in.
And that's a huge foul because that will put Edgewood in the bonus for the rest of the half.
As substitutions both ways. So Carly Sherfield at the line. Last night, 6 points in the win over Cloverdale. She does not get that free throw to go. Over to Allie Spear. Spear was quiet last night, 4 points. Minnick down the lane and scores. 16-9.
Edgewood responding to North Putnam, bringing it to a single possession.
There's Miller, still scoreless. Harrington.
And you can definitely tell that she's a little frustrated with Harrington, and she's used to shooting over people. Having someone that's a couple inches taller than her, it's kind of caused her try to adjust her shot.
And that time she will finish, as Harrington was still running down the floor. That's going to be on Carly Sherfield, her first.
You will definitely bet that anytime that Miller can get in a one-on-one situation against someone other than Harrington, she's going to take that.
5'10", the sophomore, 2 games in double figures. She misses that one. She had 12 against Cloverdale, 10 against Covington. She's had 4 games in double figure rebounds. Her best was 19 against Cloverdale as Harrington underneath gets fouled.
And that's something that she's going to have to get used to. And that a couple of possessions ago when she had tripped, you got to be strong in the post and you got to absorb contact.
As Caden Harrington at the line gets that one to go. She had 6 points last night. She averages 4.8 a game. Misses that one. Now Daphne Ehrman's going to come back in to replace Harrington.
And you mentioned it, Edgewood's foul shooting struggles, 1 of 5 so far in this game.
Well, they struggled last night as well against the Clovers, 2 of 9 from the foul line. Turnover by Edgewood.
Foul on Minnick.
As Taylor Minnick commits the foul. As Willis is going to come back in here. As at the line, she hits the free throw. Gonna have to check on this number. She was not listed in the program. Or no, Reagan Christie, number 5. Sorry, I had the different numbers. So Reagan Christie at the line. She hits that free throw. Misses the second one. She scored a basket earlier. So, as Edgewood's up by 5. Allie Spear, Kara Clark, rainbow shot and goes in.
Awesome pass by Spear. Find Clark open on the weak side.
Kara Clark scoreless last night, has 4 tonight. So we approach 3 minutes to go here before halftime. Edgewood breaking that press. Clark's gonna fire up another shot this time. Misses everything and it's a foul.
Sometimes you get dared to shoot and you have to take those opportunities.
They are going to call Allie Spear with a foul. That's her first, team's 9th. So Hannah Sims back at the line. 5'6" senior for North Putnam. And that's a miss. You talk about it. Edgewood's free throw struggles. North Putnam right now 1 of 4.
Might be time to bring back last year's trend of calling them only foul shots. There's nothing free about them.
Not in this game. There's a pass. Clark loses it out of bounds. But again, Edgewood just frustrating North Putnam defensively. Gibson misses the shot, partially blocked. Here comes Edgewood. Clark.
Looks like she tried to draw a foul.
Trying to draw the foul. There is Christie. She misses. Sims. She misses. Her and Powell battle for it. And now Gierke back in, replacing Gibson. Now Caden Harrington back in for Edgewood, replacing Ehrman. As Christie inbounds it, and it's going to be a foul on Edgewood.
Foul on Spear.
That's on Allie Spear, her second.
That's the double bonus now the rest of the way, at least this half, for North Putnam.
2 foul shots for Hannah Sims, and she hits that one. She'll have one more. And now into the game for North Putnam is Marin Davies, number 21. .33 Annabelle Gross into the game for North Putnam, replacing Tennis. So one more for Sims. 3 points tonight. And that falls short. And it will be Edgewood ball as Osborne touched it last. Six-point lead, approaching 2 minutes to go for Edgewood. Clark, Sherfield, Spear, to Powell, Sherfield, Clark, to Powell. Gonna throw up a shot. No, a lot of contact, no call. Seems like we're saying that a lot tonight. Yeah. As shot for Osborne is off, and it is Edgewood ball. Now Shelby Anderson comes back in. She will replace Kara Clark.
Really good minutes from Clark tonight.
Good minutes from Clark and Zoe Powell as well off the bench. Still Edgewood ball as Spear is going to inbound and then just throws an errant pass, and Powell is able to recover it. Bodies flying everywhere.
Watch out for the back. That 10 call.
There is Carly Sherfield, and she scores her 5th point. Lead is 7.
I mean, again, just an evolution in her game. She wouldn't be posted up like last season. She wouldn't be posted up like that. She would have been trying to come back into the backcourt and help. Something that people need to understand is that when somebody does a full court press, you want to stretch out as much as possible and make it difficult for them. Make it difficult for a full court press to cover.
There is Osborne going to stop and pop. No good. Kara Clark with the rebound. And Edgewood's going to run. Throws it into Caden Harrington, and she gets fouled and will go to the line.
Harrington to the line for 2 shots.
She will get to shoot 2, as they will call Gierke for the foul. So Harrington at the line. Gets her 4th point tonight. Tennis comes back in, replacing Gross. And now one more for Harrington as Gibson will come in and going to replace Gierke. So interesting that Edgewood now has a distinct size advantage with Harrington in there because Gierke and Miller are on the bench for North Putnam.
I like to see only a little bit of time left in the half, and I bet that that's definitely what Coach Haworth is betting on. They don't get enough time to really set up and take advantage of that. If this was like a minute or two into the second quarter, oh man, you bet Coach Sims would be like feeder all day.
She's out on the outside the arc right now. Spear with it. But North Putnam was using that zone to bottle Harrington up. They throw it into her, she can't handle it, and it's taken away by North Putnam. 2 seconds to go, and there's a foul. As Carly Sherfield got hit in the face.
Foul on Sherfield.
With her second foul.
Quite a few players with 2 fouls on the Edgewood side.
So Hannah Sims at the line. She gets that one to go. And one more is good. Anderson's shot is way short. We'll go to halftime with Edgewood leading 23-15 as we look at the highlights. And it's a lot of Edgewood's defense leading to the bucket by Allie Spear. Bree Miller, the shot from Reagan Christie. And Shelby Anderson, 5 threes last night, hits another one tonight. But she's been bottled up most of the night as Hannah Sims scores for North Putnam. But a lot of good ball movement. Carly Sherfield hits the triple. And then Bree Miller, who's struggled tonight, has got 2 points. Scores, and then another feed inside to Sherfield. As we're at halftime, Edgewood 23, North Putnam 15 on Smithville Sports.
My name is Pat East. I'm the executive director of the mill. I've been here for about 2 years now, a year since we opened the mill and a year before that, getting the project up and running. Dimension Mill, or the mill as we call it, is 19,000 square feet of co-working and incubator space. So what that means is our members are freelancers, consultants, startups, students, remote workers. They rent desks from us on a month-to-month basis, so that consists of a membership. They get access to internet, to conference rooms, to call rooms. They get access to our classroom, our podcasting studio, our kitchenette. And so it's a really quick and easy way for somebody to have an office space without having to do all the work associated with an office. In addition to that, we have 10 private offices that are all occupied by startups. And so these folks are growing their companies. They're anywhere from kind of 1 employee all the way up to maybe 10 employees. And the idea for them is to grow as quickly as possible, move in, grow quickly, and then leave as quickly as possible as well. And we want to kind of do this cycle as much as possible. This is a 104-year-old building. It used to be part of the Shower Brothers Furniture Factory. So around the turn of the century, Shower Brothers was the dominant furniture manufacturer in the United States. When you first walk into the mill, you can feel and sense the energy in here. And I think partly that's because of the history of the building, but also because the architects did a phenomenal job preserving as much of the red exposed brick, preserving the 104-year-old wooden floor, preserving the skylights, and just kind of the overall look and feel of the building. When somebody signs up to be a member at the mill, they get access to all of our amenities here. We have primary internet from Smithville. It's a gig up, gig down, it's dedicated fiber. It was installed specifically for us, so nobody else is on our internet. It's the fastest internet you can get in Bloomington. So internet is really extremely important here because all these folks are knowledge workers, and so almost all their work is on the internet. So it's extremely important that we have internet available literally 24/7. We have a 2-story event hall here as well, with skylights and an art gallery downstairs with fresh new art coming in every month. We have a 30-seat classroom where we have speakers come in, where we have code school twice a week. Lots of companies do half-day or full-day strategy sessions there. Lots of companies have their board meetings there as well. And we have 3 call booths that folks can pop in for webinars or private confidential phone calls. We also have 3 conference rooms that folks can reserve online. We also have a bike room in the back. And then finally, we have 2 main co-working areas. One is up front. That room is much more open, and folks do a lot of socializing in the front room. And then the back room is much quieter, kind of has a library feel with library carols. It just feels a lot quieter, and folks do a lot more heads down work back there. So at the mill, we have a podcast studio, and because we support all forms of entrepreneurship at the mill, because our vision is to become the center of co-working and entrepreneurship in Indiana, we wanted to make sure we took advantage of this wave that's happening. So all of our equipment in the podcast studio was selected by Shine Insurance. They're the sponsor of the podcast studio. They do all of the training for us as well, and all of the management of the studio. All of our equipment was purchased by Sweetwater. They're the world's largest online pro audio equipment seller. They happen to be located in Indiana as well, in Fort Wayne. And so with all this kind of energy that we've put behind the podcast studio and kind of this wave of entrepreneurship it's creating, we have 7 different podcasts that have started at the mill since we opened our doors about a year ago. And the mill is starting its own podcast as well. So Smithville's involvement has assisted the mill in 2 really, really big ways. The first is, of course, the internet we have here. It's a gig up, it's a gig down, it's the fastest we can possibly get. It's a dedicated fiber line, which means nobody else is on it, and they installed it specifically for us. And so without having this anchor of really fast, reliable internet, I honestly don't believe we'd have as many members as we do now, because when you look at other spaces, they may not be designed as well, but they have reliable, fast internet. But when you have the fastest and most reliable, it truly, truly makes a difference for these knowledge workers. The second big way that Smithville has really helped us is because Smithville is such a widely known employer in Bloomington, because they care so much about the community, there's so much community involvement. It really helps to have their brand associated with us, to have their moral support as well when we're embarking on a project like this that takes so many people, it takes so much effort, it takes so much energy and resources. Because without really great partners like Smithville and all of our 20 or 30 other corporate sponsors, we can't get a project like this up and running. And so having Smithville's moral support is really a huge, huge win for us. So there's lots of different startups here at the mill. In addition, we have a lot of good resources for startups. So we have a full-time entrepreneur in residence. So what that means is the EIR is a full-time mentor. So this person helps our startups company build, they go through financials, they help them find customers, they help them find investors. So between the EIR and all these support resources like IU Ventures and all these different startups, there's a really interesting, cool community here. And so if somebody has a small business where they are selling their wares on Main Street, we'd love to figure out how to help them get online with an e-commerce store and help them sell their wares globally. And so even if you're not currently focused on kind of a high potential, high growth company, we'd like to figure out how you could get there if that's something you want to do. You can get a month-to-month membership, so there's no contracts, and we have multiple memberships to fit whatever your particular business is at the particular stage and life cycle is. And for those folks who are starting their business but maybe doing it while they have a full-time job. We have a nights and weekends membership as well. The feeling that people get when they walk into the mill is the thing I like most about working at the mill. Even a year later, it doesn't get old. People seeing the mill for the first time and just being overwhelmed in a good way that something like this not only exists in Bloomington, but exists in the Midwest. The main benefit of the mill is the people here. We have 250 people from all different walks of life who've decided to be in Bloomington. These are really smart people doing cool, interesting things with their lives, whether they're remote workers or they've decided to start their own business. And most of the people who are running a business here, if you're just now starting your business, they've probably gone through the same problems that you've had. So while the building is really phenomenal and the design is great, it's the people that really matter, and it's the people that really no other city in the United States can replicate. And it's the people that will make the membership benefit the most. The mill really acts as a lightning rod for all of this energy and activity and creativity. It's hard not to be inspired when you walk into the mill. If somebody's interested in a membership, in renting space, in holding an event here, the best way to get in touch with us is to go to dimensionmill.org online.
We welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, Ellettsville, Indiana. Second half about to get underway, but as Edgewood's leading North Putnam 23-15 in the girls varsity game. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, it's basically been Edgewood's defense leading the way here in this first half. As Kyla Willis, Edgewood misses a shot. Kyla Willis has it. There is Hannah Sims blocked. And Harrington with the rebound. Anderson gonna push ahead to Minnick. And she is able to finish.
Pushing that lead back to 10. Definitely bet that Coach Sims was not happy that became a single-digit lead after they had pushed it to double digits.
Harrington gets a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. Edgewood is 7-0 this season when they lead at halftime. Harrington and Sherfield had 5 in that first half. Minnick, Clark had 4. Anderson with 3. Spear with 2. For North Putnam, Sims with 5. Christie 4. Willis, Miller, and Gierke all with 2 apiece. Miller going against Harrington. And again, can't finish it, and then she's going to get called for the foul.
You can bet that Coach Harworth definitely challenged Miller to be more aggressive towards Harrington, as you saw it right there. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to convert on that, but I really liked the aggressive play, not backing down.
And she picks up her 3rd foul, so she's going to have to sit for a little bit. So there is inside Harrington. She is able to get it to go and will go to the line.
As I was just saying, taking advantage of the size difference, basically going right to her, able to go through the contact and get the bucket.
There's Caden at the line, can't get it to go. With a rebound for Bailey Osborne. Edgewood. There's Sims. Can't get it, and then Harrington gets a piece of it, and they're going to get called for the foul.
Be interesting to see who they call the foul line, because I didn't.
Foul on Minnick.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I thought that it was all ball on the block. Yeah, but Minnick fouled her from behind.
That's her 3rd And that's going to put Hannah Sims at the line so far for Sims. 3 for 6 from the line. 5 points for the senior.
Has been doing decently at the line. The big thing, though, is that she's been able to get quite a few Mustangs in foul trouble.
She gets that to go. Lead is 11. And then here's the up ahead. Harrington is underneath, gets the feed from Minnick. Can't finish, gets her own rebound, puts it up and scores, and will go to the line.
Again, just abusing the forwards down there. One thing that she'll need to learn, though, is that she doesn't always need to do a dribble, though, before the thing, because that's when you start losing. That's when you start getting the ball stripped from you.
Yeah, she needs to go straight up with it, that's for sure. She misses the free throw. She is 3 of 6 from the line tonight.
But overall, very impressive game for her.
Well, I kind of equivalent it to a couple of years ago when they were waiting for Vanessa Brown to become a freshman. You know, she kind of had that same hype as North Putnam scores. But it was kind of that same anticipation for Caden Harrington to come up and join to get to the high school. They foul on Dana Tennis. That's her 3rd. Team's 4th. Zoe Powell. Shelby Anderson gonna fire it with a hand in the face, no good. Harrington, the rebound and put back.
That's excellent instincts. Basically, first of all, great box out, and then able just to basically just extend her arm out to basically kind of grab it with her forearm, then corral it in and get the bucket.
Now underneath, Osborne. Sims gonna fire from the corner, and it gets the friendly bounce and roll as Coach Hayworth wants a timeout. Gonna be a full timeout for the Cougars. Caden Harrington in double figures for the 2nd time this season with 11 points. As we
and
mentioned,
definitely a rebound or 2 away from getting that second double-double.
A second double-double would be her 2nd double-double of the season for Caden Harrington. She had 13 and 12 rebounds against Bloomfield in a 49-38 win. Edgewood at home so far is 3-0. They're 3-2 on the road. They are their 3rd game against a Class 2A opponent, 1-1. They lost to Linton, who's one of the top teams in 2A, and then of course beat Cloverdale, or also beat South Putnam, who's in 2A, and beat Cloverdale as well. Next Friday, they have South Vermilion here at home. We'll have that game for you. And then they will host Shakamak Saturday afternoon, and then Indian Creek before Christmas, and then after the Christmas break, they go to the Eastern Green Tournament. And then after the new year, it's Northview at Brown County, Monrovia at Owen Valley, at Eastern Green, the WIC crossover game, and then they end the season at Bloomington North. So a lot of basketball still left to be played, as Carly Sherfield's gonna fire the 3. It is short. Zoe Powell right there for the rebound. They're gonna call it the jump ball.
You saw on that position, they had not 1 but 2 players box out Harrington.
Well, they definitely.
Very interesting strategy.
Yeah, they are.
By Coach Haworth.
Kyla
Basically
Willis.
trying to pull everything. Now noticing that Coach Sims isn't afraid to have his team basically continue to attack that one spot.
As Willis was called for the travel, so the turnovers continue to mount for North Putnam. Now Gierke's going to come check back in. Harrington gets it to Powell, and she scores. That's her first 2 of the night. Willis loses it, gets it to Tennis. Gets it to Willis. She's going to fire a 3 and hits it. That's
Huge 3 by Willis. Has been a little quiet today. Usually one of the top scorers on this team.
5 points tonight for Willis. And then there's Harrington just taking it to the basket and getting the foul.
You can definitely see she's feeling it. She's getting into this game right now. Showing a lot more confidence than she was earlier in the game.
And as you can hear Coach Hayworth yelling, don't leave the paint, talking about when guarding Gaden Harrington. So Harrington's free throw is good. This is a 12-point lead. And then Willis and Sherfield get tied up, and possession arrow with Edgewood.
Well, I got to ask this at least once this season. How confusing would it be if you had one of the 2 twin sisters on a defensive assignment while they're both on the floor?
That would definitely be something to see. And they're, as shot up for Christie is good. She's got 6. Lead is cut to 10. And of course, I always have to look down when they're both on the floor to make sure I know which one's which. You know, it's always, you can get mixed up very easily.
That's what I'm saying. It causes that second of hesitation to double check.
This is Carly with it, and it's going to be an easy layup. And Coach Sims wants a full timeout. So 3:20 to go here in the third quarter, with Edgewood leading 40-26. Last season, Quinn, as you know, it was a rough one. 4-21. They lost to Owen Valley, 67-32 in the sectionals. Only averaged 39 points a game. Gave up 50 a game under Kurt Simic for the one season that he coached here. But of course, now with Coach Sims back, Edgewood has turned it around with 7 wins on their way to their 8th win already in the season.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a very unfortunate season for Simic because, as you mentioned, a lot of injuries that prevented it. Didn't get much of, had very little of Shelby Anderson that season. I believe Kaylee Meyer was injured at points during the season.
I think almost every player was injured at one point or another.
So just never really able to build any chemistry. Now, there is worth mentioning something that one player that did shine last season that is out right now is Trista Helms. So this team is doing well, but they do have another weapon in the rotation, so to speak.
Yeah, Trista Helms played last night, out tonight with an ankle injury, as Claire Sherfield steals it. Nice dribble, hesitation, and finish. And now it is just Edgewood's going to put on a clinic.
Yeah. This is basically the worst nightmare, is they're playing North Putnam style, but they're the ones benefiting the most from it.
Gibson in the lane, no good. Good block out by Airman Powell. And here's another transition basket by Sherfield. And now this lead is 18.
Claire Sherfield does excellent job both times shielding her body so that she couldn't be blocked from behind as well.
And Coach Hayworth wants a timeout here with 2:44 to go.
And that is 2 timeouts remaining now for North Putnam.
As next week you see the Edgewood students, as not a lot of them here yet. The boys game will tip off 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. North Putnam will come in 2-0. Edgewood will come in at 1-2 after last night's loss to Cloverdale.
The good news is that in that second half of that Cloverdale game, we finally got to see Coleman Sater kind of take charge there. So that's going to be something that we're going to see tonight. See if he, from the get-go, he remains the focal point of the offense.
Yeah, Edgewood struggled from the outside. Coleman Sater was able to score 22 points. Parker Harrington added 18 last night, and Derek Farkas also in double figures for the Mustangs last night. Claire Sherfield gets her 5th point of the game. Lead is 19 for Edgewood. Christie can't get it to go, lose the ball. And it is going to be North Putnam ball. Sims in the corner is Davies, and they're going to call, as you see Coach Sims fall to his knees. They called a foul on Edgewood.
Yeah, that's a push-off if I've ever seen one. I don't blame Coach Sims at all.
That's 4 on Taylor Minnick. She's going to come to the bench as Carly Sherfield checks back in. So there is Christie. Oh, and then they're going to call the jump ball, but Reagan Christie threw a little elbow into the chest of Zoe Powell. So North Putnam to inbound. Christie puts it up, no good. Osborne can't hold on to it. Here's another run the floor in transition. Sister to sister, and she can't finish.
That would have been a
Claire to Carly.
I was waiting
and now
for that
Claire
call.
takes it away and can't finish. Gierke with the rebound. Now it's going to be Claire with the foul.
Foul on Sherfield.
Her 3rd. Now tennis comes in. Christie's going out. Davies will inbound. Sims with it for North Putnam. Edgewood all over them, and Coach Hayworth's going to call a timeout.
He's down to one more.
So it's a 30-second timeout for the Mustangs, or for the Cougars, down to 1 timeout, as you mentioned. As North Putnam, looking at their schedule really quick, they're at Sullivan next Friday, Park Heritage at home next Saturday, then at Northview and at Riverton Park the weekend before Christmas, and then they will be at the North Central Farmersburg Tournament December 27th. They will play Attica, then they will play either West Vigo or Mount Vernon Posey, and then have one more game, so they play 3 games in that tournament. After the new year, at North Montgomery, West Vigo, Greencastle, at Western Boone, WIC playoffs January 24th, Brown County January 25th, and then they end the year with Benton Central, who was runner-up last year in 3A. North Putnam's won 4 sectional titles from 4 straight, 2000 to 2003, 2 regional titles in 2002 and 2003, and 3 West Central Conference titles, 2001 co-champs in 2002 and then 2003. Last year they were 13-10. Their first winning season since 2004-2005 when they went 12-10, ending a 13 straight losing season streak. So at the line is Bailey Osborne for North Putnam. She gets that free throw to go. 5'8" senior. And we'll have one more, and she misses. Lead is still 18, minute and a half to go here in quarter number 3. Claire Sherfield misses, long rebound, chased down by Ehrman. Now Carly gonna handle it to Zoe Powell. Gets it to Ehrman. To Claire Sherfield. Kara Clark. Nice cut across the lane for Zoe Powell, puts it up in traffic, no good. Rebound to North Putnam. And Myron Davies goes to the basket and gets fouled. That'll be on Kara Clark, her first. Team's fifth. Davies guarded by Clark. Taken away. Battle for it. Jump ball. Possession, arrow, Edgewood. Our possession arrow, North Putnam. So possession arrow is with Edgewood. There was some confusion there. Spirit inbound. Gets it to Claire Sherfield. To Clark. And a turnover. Just approaching 30 seconds to go here. There was just a wild shot. And then somehow Carly Sherfield handles it and gets fouled and will go to the line.
That's the kind of situation where I don't want to say flopping is good, but if she would have not just taken that and like fell over a little bit, that would have easily been called a charge because Carly was going really head first on that, a little too aggressive.
So one more for Carly Sherfield. And unable to get it, Yerke with the rebound. And here comes this pressure. Sims, and it's going to be Claire Sherfield with the foul.
Yeah, a couple really good on avoiding fouls until the last couple of minutes for Edgewood.
Yeah, 4 fouls on Claire Sherfield. One more in North Putnam's in the 1-and-1. One more and the Edgewood would be in the 1-and-1. Coach Sims yelling at his team to not reach. Ball loose. Recovered by Edgewood. Kara Clark wide open, throws it up, and it's unable to go as we go the fourth quarter with Edgewood up 18 on Smithfield Sports.
Whether it's countertops, an outdoor kitchen, or a custom shower, Inside Out Kitchen and Bath can make your ideas reality. Based locally in Ellettsville, our staff have over 30 years experience in the business and the dedicated ability to get your job done right. Stop in and see us at 4053 North Centennial Drive in Ellettsville, just opposite Arby's. Visit our website at www.iokb.us or give us a call at 812-803-8005. We'll help you complete your project inside and out.
As we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School, you see the score: Edgewood 45, North Putnam 27. As fourth quarter about to get underway here, glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, Edgewood outscores North Putnam 22-12 in that quarter.
Very high scoring quarter. The thing that kind of separated it away was the offense going straight to Harrington very early on in that third quarter, basically taking that size advantage to its breaking point, where now North Putnam is basically in a nearly insurmountable hole.
And Edgewood is 5-0 when they lead after the third quarter this season, so trying to make it a perfect mark for the Mustangs as we get ready for this fourth quarter of play. As Kyla Willis, who's been quiet, can't get it to finish, and Caden Harrington with the rebound. Harrington alters a lot of shots.
Oh, absolutely.
She has done a great job tonight. She did a great job last night as Carly Sherfield scores of just altering shots and frustrating the other team.
Yeah, the key to being a good post defender and a good shot blocker isn't necessarily that you need to block every shot. You just putting your arms in the way and altering shots is just as important.
Yerke scores for North Putnam, her fourth point. Bree Miller back in the game, saddled with 3 fouls. She's only got 2 points tonight. Kyla Willis is another leading scorer for North Putnam, and she only has 5. Harrington, nice pass, backdoor cut to Allie Spears. She's got 6.
Spears is always so good at those little nuances in the game, making those excellent cuts. Excellent pass by Harrington, obviously, but that was just a very smart cut by Spears to get open.
You talked about, all the injuries that were saddled last year. Allie Spear was another one that had injuries. She had injuries from the year before, but she's really stayed, she has really come back and stayed healthy and has also improved her game as the time has gone on.
She's a total team player. She's always willing to do whatever is needed, doesn't really need to score.
You see Carly Sherfield, but can't finish that pass to Anderson. But you're right, Spear does everything that's always asked of her. She's guarding Bree Miller right now. Reagan Christie likes to throw that elbow a little bit, and she's going to get called for the foul. So this will go on Christie. That's her second. Team's 8th, 1-1 at the line for Caden Harrington. Mentioned we'll see her older brother Parker Harrington here in the boys game. Mom Alana played high school ball at Valpo, played her college ball at Ball State, was the girls coach at Bloomington North for a few years. Dad Jeff Harrington, an Edgewood grad, that's where they get their height from, is their dad was the JV coach for the Edgewood boys the last couple of years, not coaching this year as Harrington misses it. So here is Hannah Sims, and they're going to say foul on, I think, Harrington.
I don't like that call.
Foul on Harrington.
Now that was all ball.
That's her first.
I'm glad the ref can't hear me from up here. Technical on the announcer.
Yeah. As Hannah Sims hits it. Oh, trust me, I assume some announcers have said a lot more worse than we have. So Hannah Sims with the first free throw. Second one is good as well. Lead is 18. Both teams, I will say this, Quinn, there's no short of effort from either team tonight. They've both laid it out on the line.
And that's what you get. That's what you sign up for when you choose to play basketball in the state of Indiana. Basketball is basically, like one of the meals of the day, basically.
Yeah, in 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana, as they say. There's no other thing like it, like Indiana high school basketball. Bree Miller takes it away. Kyla Willis gonna shoot, no good. Harrington Miller gave her a big shove, no call.
And she clinches her second double-double of the season.
Very solid performance for Caden Harrington. And is only going to get better as the season goes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is she started every game. She's going to continue to play, start every game, and she's just going to continue to shine as we get better as the season goes.
I'm going to be, especially when Trista Helms gets healthy again, a front court of her and Harrington is going to be quite a sight to see for years to come here on for the Edgewood Mustangs.
As Harrington loses the ball out of bounds, and Coach Sims is going to call
remember,
it a full
Helms
timeout.
was basically the center last year, and now she gets to slide into a more comfortable, more natural power forward role.
Yeah, and at times we'll probably spell Harrington off the bench as well. A lot of times she'll come in to replace Harrington in the lineup and stuff. But, yeah, it's a good lineup. As you see the North Putnam cheerleaders, about an hour trip for North Putnam. They're located in Roachdale, Indiana, just north of Greencastle. So not a bad trip to make tonight for the Cougars, as we will have. They're in the Western Indiana Conference West Division. And next, Coach Sims did tell me that next year, when the crossover goes away, that you actually are going to play all the conference opponents, all conference teams will play each other. Edgewood normally plays them all anyway. They added North Putnam this year to prepare for next year. And this series between the two, where it's not a long one since 2000, North Putnam does lead 4-3. Edgewood has won the last two meetings. The last time they played was in the 10th place game of the crossover, January 19, 2018, here at Edgewood, and Edgewood won 39-33. Before that, they played in 2015, and then they didn't play. They played from 2000 to 2004, and that was North Putnam's last win in this series was November 30th, 2004, 49-41. So these two teams don't play a whole lot, but they're going to finally start playing annually from here on out, or until another team drops and the next change of conferences wave of conference changes starts.
It's like a domino effect.
It really is a domino effect. Cascade left the conference this school year, leaving with 11 teams. Linton was invited to join the conference. They declined. Shelby Anderson going to fire a three. It is off the mark. As we're down to just over 4 minutes. Allie Spear takes it away. He's got Anderson up ahead. And then it's going to be a foul on North Putnam as Willis helped Sims on defense. Anderson had the numbers, but good job by Willis to hustle back. So Bailey Osborne's going to check in. Gibson's going to go out for North Putnam. And it's going to be Shelby Anderson at the line. Just 3 points tonight for the senior after 17 last night.
As you mentioned, it is a complete team effort. She's able to go off at any moment. She's kind of the term being like a microwave, being able to just hook up points in just a matter of seconds.
As you see, picking up points, rebound in another putback, Caden Harrington. Bree Miller gets her 4th point of the night.
But yeah, it's that she's able to do that, but she doesn't have to because she has plenty of teammates who are able to score as well.
Lead still 18, approaching 3.5 to go. Again, as Sims fouls Anderson. Be her 3rd. Be her 4th.
And it's 2 foul shots the rest of the way.
So Shelby Anderson back at the line. Hits the free throw, and now Zoe Powell checks in for Allie Spear. Spear with 6 points tonight. One more for Anderson, and now Michaela Schooling is going to check in, and she will go out. Lead is at 20. So 3:20 to go. Shot for Hannah Sims from the outside is good.
Sims has been a bright spot for this Cougar team, drawing over a half dozen fouls by herself from Mustangs, and able to hit a couple of nice shots as well.
Sims in double figures with 12 points. As Zoe Powell has it for Edgewood. Gets it to Sherfield. To Powell. Battle for it with Osborne. It goes out of bounds, and it's North Putnam ball. Now we're going to see North Putnam empty the bench as 15 as J.C. Verdine comes in for the first time. So it looks like Coach Hayworth calling off the Dogs as the regular starter's going to take a seat. Now Caden Harrington's going to take a seat. What a game for her.
Yeah, nice round of applause from the audience as well, from the crowd here. So she deserved a second double-double of her very young career here in high school.
And probably a lot more to come here in the next couple years for her, as that ball goes out of bounds and it will be North Putnam ball. Mentioned that Coach Sims, 171 and 110 coming into tonight here at Edgewood. 12 years overall coached. Has had 3 sectional titles, 8 winning seasons, 2 500 seasons, and he hadn't had a losing season until just a few years ago, when he then decided to retire from, take a year off. That is Zoe Powell misses that free throw. One more for Zoe. She gets that to go. She's got 3 points. So Edgewood's going to run to 8-2 on the year. North Putnam's going to fall to 4-5. There is a 3 for Martin Davies. North Putnam not going away. Lead 15.
Would have liked those threes probably a little bit earlier in the game, but still you get to see why this team likes a fast-paced game, because they can score. It's just Edgewood was able to bottle them up for quite a bit of this game.
Coach Sims still instructing the team on offense. But after seeing this team the last two nights, it's an impressive performance for this Edgewood team. They are back to where they're kind of back to where they want to be.
Yeah, because you mentioned it, Sims last season, his first losing season, and then last year where we had all the injuries and Coach Simic having, all, like I said, a rough season. It's good to see classic Edgewood girls basketball again.
Yeah, they were 12-13 in 2017-18. That was Coach Sims' last season. And then they were 4-21 a season ago under Coach Simic. And now gonna run to 8-2 on the year.
And you got to think, at least for like the juniors and seniors who have had those back-to-back losing seasons, that they definitely are putting a lot of effort in here for this and try to turning things around, getting to enjoy success.
Yeah, the last 20 years, Edgewood's had success had 12 winning seasons, 2 500 seasons, and has won 6 sectionals, and they definitely want to continue that. 264 wins now since the 2000-2001 season. So they definitely want to continue the tradition. They've won 10 sectionals over the years, last coming in 2016, 2 regional championships, 1986 and 1995 Western Indiana Conference titles. So they definitely have a tradition here at Edgewood they want to uphold.
Mm-hmm. Tradition that will just keep growing.
Up by 13 as we're in the final 30 seconds of this game. The boys game will come up 20 minutes after this one, and they're going to call the jump ball. Coach's assistants, Mark Hamilton, of course, JV coach Teresa Bland, the wife of former Edgewood football coach Jerry Bland, and Michael Doreen's there on the end of the bench. His 2 sons are on the boys basketball team, Henry and Zay. Michael Doreen, an Edgewood grad himself and been a football assistant for a long time. As Edgewood's going to win this 54-41. So a good win for the Mustangs as we look at the highlights, and it's a lot of transition baskets. Taylor Minnick getting the finish there. And then it's Caden Harrington, double-double for the freshman. Caused all sorts of issues for North Putnam inside, frustrating, holding Bree Miller to just 4 points. Kyla Willis, one of their leading scorers, a really rough night for her, 5 points. Couldn't get going, but she hits that 3. And then this is a lot of what we saw, defense and points off turnover. As you just see running all over the place, the Sherfield twins just getting the job done. And the teammates are happy as Edgewood wins 54-41 for all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes. For my partner, Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Varsity game coming up in about 20 minutes on Smithville Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your Edgewood!
as we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral, Edgewood High School, Ellettsville, Indiana. It is now time for the boys varsity contest between the North Putnam Cougars and the Edgewood Mustangs. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball here on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jameson. Well, Quinn, it was a rough one for the Edgewood boys last night, 66-57, but no time to dwell on it as they got to get ready for a 2-0 North Putnam squad.
Yep, that's what you signed up for with Indiana high school basketball. Every night's a gauntlet. Right now, Edgewood has to face one of the better shooters in the area in Mason Brooks, who is coming off a 23-point game, and that was actually down from his first game of the season, which was a 30-point game.
30 points against South Lawton and 23 last night as North Putnam won at South Putnam 67-37. Brooks is a transfer from Westfield. He's a 6'5" junior. Edgewood had his hands full last night with Kyle Thomas from Cloverdale. He had 30 against Terre Haute South in the opener last night. He follows it up with 27 and 14 rebounds. And Nolan Kelly, also a good shooter for Cloverdale, had 22 to lead the way as Cloverdale beats Edgewood for the first time since 2015, and they win in Ellettsville for the first time since 2005. Coleman Sater led the way with 22 last night, Parker Harrington 18, and Derek Farkas with 12. So as we get ready for this game, Edgewood's outside shooting last night was really rough, Quinn. They got to clean that up tonight.
At forward, a junior, number 33, Dean Spencer.
Going to be a very tough challenge, but we got to see a bit of the Coleman Sater that we saw last season in the second half. And like I said at the end of the girls' game, they're going to need more of that.
So as we get ready for the lineups, you see Mason Brooks. Mason Brooks, 6'5", junior, number 32. Zach Huff, 5'9", sophomore, number 2. Aaron Tickle, 21, 6'2", sophomore. 33, Dane Spencer, 6'1", junior. And Aaron Huffman, number 12, 6-foot junior. For Vince Brooks, he is 2-0 in his first year. As you see, Edgewood, Logan Slayball, 6'1", senior. Derek Farkas, number 14, 6-foot senior. Sam Keto, the younger brother of Joe Keto, 5'6" senior. Parker Harrington back after a year off, 6'4" senior. And then Coleman Sater, the 6'4" junior, wearing number 5. Matt Wadsworth, 1 and 2 in his first year here, 142 and 130 and 13 years overall. Coached at Whiteland last season. 7 years at Whiteland, 4 years at North Posey, and a year at Riverton Park. So he's trying to put his stamp on this program.
Has had some really good successors above him, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But I know he's up to it. He's able to take this team to great places. There is, as we mentioned with the girls, with the tradition, the guys have quite a tradition as well.
Yes, absolutely. As we are set to go here for the boys' game, as Edgewood controls the tap, and it is Derek Farkas handling it for the Mustangs, and immediately North Putnam gets in the passing lane and takes it away. Zach Huff, 21 is Aaron Pickle. There is number 12, Aaron Huffman, and he misses the shot. Slayball in the corner for 3. Oh, in and out for Slayball.
But I really love the aggressiveness by Sater immediately to draw the defense in and then kick it out. Basically, that did everything but go in.
There's a shot for Spencer, no good. And here is Sam Keto with the ball. Farkas. Harrington from the wing. Money for Harrington.
Basket by Harrington.
He hit all.
he could take a year off, but yet he's still going to be the elite three-point shooter he was 2 years ago.
And he led them last night. He hit 4 3-pointers. Those were the only ones Edgewood had from outside the arc last night, as they really struggled. There is a shot for Pickle, no good. Edgewood a lot more aggressive tonight to start this game. Trailed 14-2 after the first quarter last night. Farkas. Harrington. Mismatch with Huff. Sam Keto. Reverse the ball, you got Harrington posting up.
A bit of a change from when he played as a sophomore,
and
but he was more of a guard.
Wide open, misses it, but Sater with the rebound and the putback.
Basket by Sater.
Loving the aggressiveness from Sater here. Like I said, that's exactly what Edgewood needs.
And now the leading returning scorer on this team, with Trevor Taylor being suspended indefinitely. Taylor averaged 19 points a game last year, so that's a big loss for Edgewood, not to mention 6 seniors graduated. But you also get Harrington and Keto back after a year off from playing basketball.
Plus also the natural improvement this year, Derek Farkas being a player who has improved from year to year.
There is Sater underneath. He's got 4, and Edgewood's up 7-0. There's Sater in the passing lane, takes it away. He's going to lay it up and in.
And that's the key right there. That play basically summed it up. They have not let Brooks touch the ball. This is the first time I think he's touched the ball all game, actually.
And he's got the ball right now. He's got the assignment on Sater. Huff's going to fire a 3, no good. Farkas rebounding. Edgewood's playing with a purpose tonight. There is Farkas, left it short. Brooks with the rebound, he's going to bring it up. Sam Keto poked it away. They're going to say last off Brooks, and it's Edgewood ball.
That's the one good thing about playing back-to-back days, is that even though you don't want to dwell on anything, but also you get a second chance to be able to get the bad taste out of your mouth.
That's what Edgewood's doing so far. Sater's going to fire it over Brooks and hit a 3.
Basket by Sater.
12-0 lead for Edgewood. And then Harrington's going to commit the foul on Huff.
That's a really big improvement in Sater's game. It always has been excellent in the post. A bevy of post moves, but able to shoot the 3 now. That makes him an even more dangerous weapon.
Yeah, Coleman Sater, that's his first 3 of the season. So Zach Huff at the line, 5'9" sophomore, and North Putnam's on the board with that free throw. And we will see Ellis Lyons, number 3.
Ellis Lyons.
And Zeke Powell for Edgewood, number 4. First time for both of these guys in the game.
Number 23, R.J. Batchelor.
R.J. Batchelor in the game for North Putnam, wearing number 23 as well. So one more for Huff, and he gets that to go. 12-2.
Yeah, ends that 12-0 run for Edgewood.
Sater just slicing his way through. No good. Brooks with the rebound.
Just wasn't able to, kind of got the edge of the rim.
Brooks for 3, short. Slayball with the rebound. There's Sater. Coach Wadsworth wants a foul. He's not going to get it. To Powell. Sater now has a mismatch underneath with Huff. And Huff's going to get the foul call.
Personal foul, number 2, Huff.
First on North Putnam. Edgewood going to inbound up 10. Powell for three from the wing, off the mark. Rebounded by Batchelor. Now to Huff. Sater has the assignment to Brooks. Huff, nice pass underneath to Huffman.
Basket Huffman.
And he gets his first two.
And great off. And after 2 games where Brooks had to basically be the main offense, really good to see the rest of the players be able to take advantage. Like, if you're going to go ahead and double Brooks, we're going to go ahead and try to make you pay.
So far, Edgewood up by 8. Other guys getting in on the act. That is a foul on Huffman. As
Personal foul number 12, Hoffman. Substitutions, North Putnam, Pickle.
Jace Utley's going to check in for
Jason Utley.
Edgewood. He started last night, coming off the bench tonight as Slayball got the start. Harrington going to fire a 3, and it's nothing but net.
Harrington.
Well, if there's any word that's synonymous with Edgewood boys basketball, it's three-pointer.
They have had a ton of three-point shooters over the years. Aaron Huffman hits the 3. Jace Utley. Derek Farkas. Utley. Fast-moving first quarter inside 2 minutes. Sater inside, and he just has his way.
Basket Sater.
He's already in double figures with 11.
Yeah, you can just definitely feel that he has a chip on his shoulder.
Huffman misses a long rebound to Harrington, and then there's going to be a foul on Huffman.
That's going to be the second one on Huffman.
Personal foul number 12, Huffman.
And that's really big, especially since he's been the main offense so
Timeout
far
taken by
for
North
this
Putnam.
Cougar team.
30-second timeout.
30-second timeout taken by North Putnam. But Edgewood has definitely come out to play tonight after a rough game last night against Cloverdale. But the good start so far for Matt Wadsworth's squad. Coleman Sater already in double figures he comes in averaging 12.6 a game. His third game in double figures, 22 last night against Cloverdale, 11 against Martinsville.
Yeah, and it's something that is going to have to keep up for the rest of the season, or forever how long they are without Taylor, because without those 19 points a game from last year, they're going to need. It's going to fall on Sater to have to step up into that role, and you can tell right away that he is ready to the challenge tonight. And after the loss yesterday, definitely taking it as this team's leader to basically jumpstart this team.
And as you just see, he just drives to the basket and is just able to score again. He's got 13 already. It was last touched by Edgewood be North Putnam ball. Brooks hits the 3, his first points of the game.
Yep, and they're going to need more of that. North Putnam's going to need more of that in this game right now, especially being in a hole early.
Parker Harrington missed it. Sater with the rebound. Going right at Brooks. In and out. Battle for it. Sater again.
Basket by Sater.
He is having a great game right now with 15.
He set up an apartment in that paint.
And Brooks is going to be the one paying
those
rent.
guys are his house guests. He's being very rude to his house guests.
Yeah, dominating that paint. There's Harrington. inside. Now Coach Wadsworth says, hey, slow it down. We're going to go for one here with about 18 seconds to go. Utley. Gets it to Harrington, 4 seconds. Gonna drive, throw it up, left short, and that will do it. But a very impressive first quarter for Edgewood, 21-10 over North Putnam on Smithfield Sports.
Smithfield Media has produced stunning and engaging features and documentaries for over a decade. Local interest stories, interviews, commercials and event coverage are all part of what we do. Let us showcase your business or create a commercial for your promotions. We can even play your pieces during our live sports broadcasts. For details, speak with a Smithfield representative or email media@smithfield.com.
As we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School. Edgewood leads North Putnam 21-10. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang basketball. A reminder, next Friday, December 13th, we will have the Edgewood girls who were victorious tonight over the North Putnam girls 54-41. Run their record to 8-2. They will take on South Vermilion next week, so we will have that JV starting at 6, varsity at 7:30. But right now, it is the Coleman Sater show, Quinn. 15 points, not to mention 6 from Parker Harrington.
Yeah, I think the biggest development is that Coleman Sater also hit a 3 in this game. You could definitely tell he's feeling it tonight. You challenged him to take that energy from the second half, and he has.
So the stoppage in play.
But the big thing is, and they can't count on this forever, only 3 points from Mason Brooks in that first quarter. Eventually, he's going to start getting his.
So it's North Putnam's ball to start the second quarter. There was a little mix-up there, but yeah, Mason Brooks has got to. They definitely are going to have Mason Brooks get going for North Putnam. He's not going to stay down. He's going to demand the ball. Mm-hmm. And he's posted inside, and he gets the nice feed from Pickle, and he now has 5.
This could slowly but surely turn into the Brooks versus Sater show.
Could go that way. As it was Sater and Harrington against Kyle Thomas and Nolan Kelly last night for Cloverdale. Zeke Powell kicks it to Utley, and they're going to call the offensive foul.
That's a good call.
On Utley.
Foul number 2, Utley.
Although the other official, this official said charge, this official said blocking foul, but they're going to say.
Well, that was definitely a charge.
That was a charge.
I think the other ref didn't see the elbow.
That's true. So it's the starting 5 out on the floor for North Putnam. There's Brooks, guarded by Sater. Huff. Brooks. Spencer. Going to the basket, and he is able to score.
Spencer.
Sam Keto gets it to Utley. Powell, there's Slayball. Sam Keto. Utley 3 is good.
Basket, Utley.
So the first points of the game from someone other than Sater or Harrington for Edgewood.
Jace Utley, just a sophomore. This is a very upper-class team, and Utley represents a little bit of the future of the squad, kind of showing up Here,
Substitution for the
as I
Mustangs,
said,
number
as
40,
long as Edgewood
Harrington.
boys basketball plays is a
Wesley
thing,
Sater.
three-pointers will fly.
They've had a history of three-pointers, most notably Tommy Weekly, who is now a assistant coach at his alma mater, DePaul University in Greencastle. So a great honor for Tommy. He was,
And don't forget the person who ended up breaking all of his records, Cooper Bybee.
is a walk-on for Archie Miller's IU squad after 2 years at Olney Central. Also got several other guys that through the years as Brooks hits a three that were three-point specialists. Colt Craddock was one, Clayton Settle was one. Austin Renard was another one that could shoot outside. Braden Patton, a whole host of guys. They're going to call Utley for the foul.
Personal foul number 2, Utley.
That's his second.
Substitution.
So Sater will come back in, replacing Slayball, and then we're going to see Derek Farkas
Sater
check
replacing
in,
Slayball.
replacing Sam Keto.
Farkas replaces
Wait,
Keto.
was it Bybee who broke all of his records? I forget. I know somebody broke Wheatley's record.
I think,
Or was it Craddock?
Basket by Brooks.
I'll have to go back to the Edgewood record book and look. I didn't have my Edgewood guide. I think it was Bybee, but I think Bybee broke the individual school scoring record, single game record. There is Utley, misses that. Rebounded by North Putt.
Let's just say that the corners have been worn out in this gym.
As Huff gets fouled and goes to the line.
Edgewood foul number 4, Powell. Huff shooting 2.
Although he wasn't ever a three-point specialist, Garrett Butcher was the most notable player to come out of Edgewood. 2008 Indiana All-Star.
Timeout taken by the Mustangs.
Went to Butler as Coach Wadsworth calls a 30-second timeout
30-second timeout.
as North Putnam has creeped back into this game.
Just a 4-point game. As I said, you can't get too comfortable. This is a team that has a lot of firepower.
A lot of firepower indeed, with Mason Brooks right now already in double figures with 10 points. So after 30 and 23 his first 2 games, he is definitely starting to feel it after a slow start.
Yeah.
So 4:52 to go here before halftime. Stay tuned. We'll have a great halftime feature for you. Edgewood will play Terre Haute North next Thursday here at home, and then next Saturday they go to Bloomfield. The coach of Bloomfield is none other than J.B. Neal, of course, who was the coach here at Edgewood a year ago, and I just so happened to see that he is here tonight in the upper deck scouting watching these former Mustangs of his as he gets ready for next week. Bloomfield's ranked 3rd in Class 1A. So a matchup that everybody's looking forward to next Saturday night down there in Bloomfield. Jace Utley gets the bucket.
Basket by Utley.
He's got 5. Lead is 5. As Aaron Pickle scores for North Putnam, lead is now down to 3. Zeke Powell with it for Edgewood. Farkas in the corner, nails it.
Basket. Farkas.
Farkas made a name for himself last season as a 3-point specialist off the bench and has really transitioned that into a more complete player this season.
He's done a good job as Chase Utley rebounds. Now they'll reset. Here's Sater. Utley in the corner, opposite,
Basket by Utley.
and now a injury on the floor for North Putnam. As that's, I want to say Zach Huff down there. Looks like grabbing his knee. Yeah, there's Zach Huff. And they're going to put Ellis Lyons in the game for Huff.
Keto, number 21, Zay Doring.
Now Zay Doring's going to check in for Edgewood. As Huff's going to be helped off, as you see a great shot by our camera crew of Zach Huff being helped off the floor. And he will get checked out. Always hate to see any player go down with an injury. So Ellis Lyons, number 3, is in for North Putnam.
Especially in a high school setting where you're doing this for the love of the game.
So hopefully he will be okay. He's been taken to the locker room to get checked out. There is Huffman, baseline shot, no good. Rebound, Pickle, a lot of contact as Farkas is going to get called for the foul.
Yeah, the foul kind of bailed him out of a travel as well.
So this is going to send Aaron Pickle to the line, 6'2" sophomore. He's got 2 points tonight. And misses the free throw. First miss for North Putnam, 4 of 5 at the line.
By the way, those sound effects you are hearing is the Edgewood band. I would like to thank them for their enthusiasm tonight.
Now the Edgewood band, any way that you can get under the skin of the other team, I think any team by any means necessary is what they're going to do. So Edgewood pep band being the kind of that 6th man, as you say. Harrington driving baseline, loses it. Huffman has it. Lyons with it. Pickle. Huffman. Spencer shot, way short. Sater rebound, he's going to get fouled.
North Putnam foul, number 21, Pickle.
So that's the first on Pickle and the 4th on North Putnam.
Yeah, a lot of the reason why this is such a fast half is that only 9 total team fouls.
Yeah, quick moving first half for sure. So we're approaching 3 minutes to go here before halftime. Sater, guarded by 3 Cougars, gets the rebound, gets fouled, and will go to the line.
Basket by Sater.
Probably my favorite thing about the way Sater plays is that as soon as he sees that as soon as he shoots, he immediately puts himself in position. A lot of players don't want to think about the possibility of missing, but he does an amazing job of immediately preparing for, if it misses, to get that offensive rebound.
He's had a tremendous first half, and that's a foul on the other end. 18 for Coleman Sater here in the first half. Zay Doring with his first foul. Team's 6th. There's the kind of lob to Brooks, short. Sater with it as Huffman couldn't get the second chance. Kicks it to Farkas on the wing, short.
Foul underneath, it looks like.
Now there's a foul on North Putnam.
Yeah, there's some tussling between players under the basket.
That is Brooks, that's his 2nd. And good news is that Zach Huff is going to check back in for North Putnam.
Number 2, Huff.
So he's okay. He's going to replace Huffman.
Replacing Huffman.
So Edgewood will have it underneath. Farkas, Keto, Harrington, Doring, Sater, Harrington. Back to Sater. Guarded by Brooks. He wants that screen from Harrington. In the corner, Brooks late on the closeout. Harrington can't make the shot.
And
they're gonna call.
that is a needless reach in.
Personal foul number 14, Farkas.
They're going to call Farkas.
Some fouls are necessary,
Slight ball
but
replaces
some
Farkas.
are just frustration fouls.
Spencer shooting the 1-on-1.
That was a frustration foul. Dane Spencer at the line, 6'1" junior for North Putnam. Mustangs up 11. As the student section giving it to Spencer. And they hit the free throw with the North Putnam fans cheering.
Yep.
As Spencer hits them both.
And in defiance, both of them were nothing but net.
So that will keep the student section quiet for a few minutes. Approaching 2 minutes to go, a give and go from Keto to Sater.
Just pulled a Harlem Globetrotter move.
Pretty good move, and Slayball can't finish, but Sater just grabs it out of the sky and puts it back in. 20 points for Coleman Sater in this half.
Has been an amazing performance so far from Sater.
As Parker Harrington for three, too strong. That's going to be Logan Slayball with the foul.
Yep. Lions had gotten position underneath.
Edgewood foul number
Was
24,
just trying to
Slayball.
kind of cheat out of that box out, but got caught.
Lions will shoot the 1-on-1. Substitutions number
So
12.
substitutions both ways. Huffman comes back in replacing Pickle.
Number 2, Utley. Number 4,
And then
Powell
Utley and
for the
Powell
Mustangs.
come in replacing Doring and Keto. Ellis Lyons at the line, 6-foot sophomore. And he gets that to go. 9 of 10 at the line now for North Putnam. And make it 10 at 11.
Yeah, really, the foul line has really been the equalizer right now and kept the Cougars in this game.
Foul line is North Putnam's friend tonight with 10 of 11.
I'm actually going to say free throw.
Foul for three, no good. Last touched by Edgewood, North Putnam ball. Edgewood's only been to the line once, and that was Sater, and he made it. So sometimes foul discrepancy or free throw discrepancy always plays a factor. 9-point lead for Edgewood right now. Brooks, spin move. Nice move by Brooks.
Basket by Brooks.
Beautiful ISO, and just to be able to cross them up and get the separation just enough to get to the basket.
Brooks has 12.
And again, this lead has shrunken down to just 7.
Sater, guarded by Huff. Edgewood stretching the floor. Sater takes it. There is Powell just throwing up a shot to get contact. Vince Brooks, the North Putnam coach, doesn't agree with the call.
Personal foul number 33, Spencer.
Yeah, interesting that they went with a 5-out. Basically, they wanted to try to create a situation where they had somebody drive to the basket and kick it out, but
Substitution.
basically,
Number 12.
North Putnam was not
Tito
having
versus
any of
Sally.
it, and basically had to try to pick up, kind of force their hand and make something happen, and force the whistle's hand, for example, and they were able to do that. But awesome job by North Putnam. Otherwise, great discipline of just not falling for the drive-in dish.
So here is Zeke Powell. Sam Keto getting ready to check in. Powell at the line. Hits his first. And now Utley will go out and Keto comes in. One more for Powell. As misses that one. Here's Brooks, about 5 seconds to go. Lions in the corner, gonna throw it up, no good, and that will do it. Edgewood's gonna go to the locker room up 8. As we look at the highlights, and it's a lot of this guy, Coleman Sater, 21st half points. Mason Bray, he takes it away and goes the opposite way for the layup. He runs full speed all the time, and then look at this. He'll hit his first 3 of the year just wide open. Zach Huff finds Aaron Huffman underneath. And then Parker Harrington, he's gonna hit a couple threes in the first half. Mason Brooks gonna lead North Putnam. He's got 12. Dane Spencer just gets Sam Keto all jumbled up and he scores. And as Derek Farkas in the corner, nothing but net as Edgewood leads North Putnam 38-30 here on Smithville Sports.
I'm Jeff Van Horn, the owner-operator here at Van Horn Tents and Accessories. We've been doing window tinting now for 35 plus years, but over the last 12, 15 years, we've been getting into vehicle wraps. My main job here is just to oversee everyday production, do a lot of the design work here. Occasionally I still get in and do some installation and things like that. You know, I really enjoy that part of it, and that's part of it that I miss a little bit. We started at home and grew from a little 2-car garage to a 3-car garage, and now here we are at a 6,000 square foot facility. Ellettsville has always felt like home. The people are friendly here. It's not, Bloomington's not a big city, but it's still Ellettsville has that hometown vibe to it, and we just really enjoy the people. We like the countryside. We like the quaint environment. People are just friendly and welcome to open arms. Window tinting is, like I said, something we've done for 35 plus years now. The thing we do with window tinting is we offer a lifetime warranty, and that lifetime warranty is through Scorpion, our manufacturer. They are a home-based business as well. They're right here in Indiana, up and around the Cloverdale, Greencastle area. We offer a transferable warranty where some places don't do that. If a new owner takes over the vehicle, the warranty's on the vehicle, not the owner, so we'll allow you to transfer, and it's for the lifetime of that vehicle, whether it's a warranty on defect from the manufacturer or our workmanship. We'll take care of it and make sure the customer's happy. We also offer vehicle wraps, which we've been doing for 12, 15 years now. Whether you want to change the color of your vehicle, we could completely change the color for you. And then a lot of things we do more than that is doing a lot of branding for commercial businesses, fleets, etc., whether it be a record business, heating and cooling, police cars, fire trucks. We do a lot of that. That's a main forte of our business, is doing a lot of branding and getting these fleets up and running very fast. When they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes on vehicles, you got to get them on the road fast and get them making money and getting some return on their investment. We do a lot of just simple graphics, whether it's a window sticker, in memory of sticker, school spirit stickers. You know, no job's too small. We're happy to have those little small stickers, whether it be 400 stickers or 20. We do that for businesses as well. We do a lot of signs, banners for businesses or individuals as well. We also offer paint protection. It's basically a clear rubber membrane that we put on the fronts of cars and in door jambs and stuff to keep them from getting scuffed and scratched and rock chips, sand in the winter. And then we also sell a whole line of professional car detailing products. And probably last but not least, you know, we do a lot of race cars. Motorcycle graphics is a new one we've gotten into with a thicker, heavier material. So we can pretty much do full service on any vehicle, motorcycle, racing vehicle, whatever you're looking for. Smithville's been an intricate part of us getting into the vehicle wrap market. Smithville came to us that 12 to 15 year mark, I don't remember how long it's been, and talked to us about they were going to wrap some vehicles. And we were talking to them, you know, saying, hey, we're interested in buying a big wide format printer. They were just beginning to get affordable at the time. And they came to a show, we wrapped one of my own vehicles. They came to a show and looked at it and liked what they seen. They've been an intricate part about us getting into the wrap game, and very helpful, been a great business. We've rebranded your whole fleet, I think 2 to 3 times over now. And it's been a great business venture for the last 12, 15 years with you guys. The benefits of having a vehicle wrap, one, versus paint is price. The other thing about the vehicle wraps, and one of our main things we do is the fleets, you know, the advertising that you can do to a vehicle versus painting that would cost a fortune to airbrush or hand paint. And once again, that's permanent. We can take, whether it's a color change wrap or whether it's your advertising, you can put it on a vehicle and we can remove it. And 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, and that paint's brand new and protected underneath. It should look like the day we put it on. You know, we can put a photo, you know, of a person or any product or an animal or anything you want on the side of that vehicle. You bring us a digital picture, we can print it, blow it up, and it'll look exactly like the photo. And we can put it down the side of your vehicle for advertisement or personal use, whatever. So there's a lot of advantages to a wrap versus paint that you just can't do. In a new facility here, we do have 2 Muto wide format printers. They print 54 inches wide. And after we're done printing each print, we actually laminate it too. That protects the ink and also gives it another 3 years worth of UV protection. So at a minimum, you get 5 to 6 years worth of wear and tear from sun and, you know, the harsh environments, the elements, by doing this. We use about every brand as you can imagine when it comes to collar change wraps. It's mainly just what your preference is as far as a collar. We have all kinds of swatches for people to look at, just like paint samples. People come pick out their favorite collar, we can order that film and use it. My staff, we have 4 employees here, including myself. Beth, my sister, Beth Nixon, she runs the office. She's our office manager. She does all the scheduling, invoicing, takes care of the guys' payroll. She also gets all the vinyl ready for whether it's weeding, cutting prints down, whether it's wrapping canvases, whatever. She's a great help. And then we have 2 brothers that are installers here. We have Travis Brown and Zach Savage. They've been installers here for a little over 3 years. And then we've had an addition. He's worked for me off and on part-time for quite a few years. We're very good friends, is Kedrick Carden. But with a new facility, we were able to bring in more people and just take a lot of load off. The new facility came about as a dream really for a long, long time to doing this full time. Once we finally got in a financial position, you know, worked hard and got a lot of stuff paid for, we were able to dream up this new 6,000 square foot facility where we could actually have a big semi bay where we could back a 53-foot semi trailer in and drop it and wrap it, or put decals on it, or pull in a dump truck out of the weather and tint it or letter it. We can put 4 enclosed trailers in there if we need to. Not to mention the window tint install bay is we can put 4 to 6 vehicles in there at a time. We have a great showroom, waiting room area, and we were able to add a kitchenette for people with, coffee or whatever they might need to make their wait a little more pleasant. I think our customer service is good, if hopefully not great. We offer a good warranty, we stand behind our work, and we want to make sure somebody's happy. We try to give people a very fair price, and we have a good friendly staff, whether it be dealing with Beth or Zach or Travis or Kedrick, whoever it might be. We try to do whatever it takes to make the customer happy in the long run, and like I said, we offer the lifetime warranty on window tint, and we try to stand behind the vehicle wraps and everything else as long as we possibly can. To get in contact with us, you can stop by our new shop here at 4501 Outback. We are located in Ellettsville, right behind the McDonald's. You can look us up on the website, www.vanhorn1.com. Of course, we have all the social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can always look at our work or contact us on there, look at our ratings. And then, of course, you can just pick up the phone and call us at 812-876-2230. Beth will be glad to schedule you in or answer any questions or put you in touch with me or one of the guys.
As we welcome you back to the Mustang Corral here at Edgewood High School. Edgewood leads North Putnam 38-30 in the boys basketball contest. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang Basketball and Smithville Sports. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jameson. And Quinn, it's been Coleman Sater for Edgewood, 20 first half points.
There are some teams that don't score 20 points in a half, let alone one player. But Coleman Sater has been absolutely dominant in this game. And if I am Coach Brooks and North Putnam, I'm glad to only be down 8.
As we get ready for the third quarter, Mason Brooks, their leading scorer with 12 points in the first half, and Sater gets it to Farkas on the wing. Farkas nails the 3.
Basket by Farkas.
His 6th point of the night.
Get that back to a double-digit lead.
11-point lead for the Mustangs. Now here's Brooks, going to go to work on Sater, and Farkas strips him. Right back in the hands of Brooks, can't make it. Pickle with the put back, no good, and Sater with the board. Gets it to Harrington. Sam Keto. Logan Slayball. Right inside to Sater. Kicks it out to Harrington. Good ball movement by Edgewood. Farkas, Harrington, Slayball, the extra pass, and the 3.
Back-to-back threes for Edgewood to start this second half. I was just saying, 8 points seems like a little bit of a disappointment with how they played in that first half, but immediately they pushed that lead up to 14.
And there's Sam Keto, like his older brother, a nice pass to Parker Harrington for the finish. 8-0 run to start the second half.
They started out with a 12-0 run to start this game, so both times they've been able to really open the floodgates.
Lead balloon to 16. Zach Huff with it. Guarded by Keto. Brooks against Sater. Trying to decide. Sater doing a great job keeping in front of him. Off the mark, no good for Spencer, and it's Sater with the board. In the corner, Harrington. Sater got a mismatch with Huff, and he gets fouled.
Personal foul. Number 2, Huff.
So second foul on Huff's going to put Sater back at the line. Third game in double figures this season for Sater. Second leading scorer a season ago.
Replacing Pickle.
As Huffman back in, Pickle goes out. Sater. That one's short. And a 17-point lead. Huff, left short. Sater chases it down, falls like another little Harlem Globetrotter moment, able to get back up.
Hey, might have cheated a little bit on that one.
Slayball in the corner, it's no good. Brooks with the rebound, and Brooks gets fouled.
Might have embellished that a little bit, but it was a foul.
Second on Slayball. First of the half on Edgewood. Huff with it. Guarded by Keto. Brooks going to turn around, put up a three. It's off the mark. Spencer with the rebound. Huffman now in the corner, and that one is good.
A much-needed three by Cougars.
Fourth three of the night for North Putnam. That's the lead to 14.
That was an amazing job by Huffman to stay in bounds.
He did. Huff's now going to fire a three. It's off the mark. Brooks and Sater battling for it. Brooks gets it. Gets the putback. He's got 14. Now we're going to have a timeout for Sam Keto to tie his shoe. As he will bring it up the floor. Keto, Farkas in the corner, nails it.
Basket, Farkas.
Farkas is third three, and he's got 9.
I told you in the first half, these corners have been worn out by the amount of times that Edgewood players have gathered and shot from
Well,
this.
it's a simple rule. If you're not a three-point shooter, you're not on Edgewood's team over the years. Unless you're
6'5".
Well, yeah, unless you're Garrett Butcher and you're 6'7", 6'8", and become the all-time leading scorer in the county. Yeah, Edgewood's had a just bevy of three-point shooters over the years. Huff, no good. Lions with the rebound. Nice pass underneath to Pickle, and he finishes. He's got 5. Lead is 13. Sater. Utley. Utley puts it up. No good. Pickle with the rebound. North Putnam looking to push. There is Huff. Gonna get it to Pickle. Gonna try to throw it over the top of Sater to Brooks, and he does, but they call Brooks for the offensive foul. That is 3 on Brooks.
Yeah, that felt like that could have gone either way, but there definitely was contact on there, and that is a huge call, as that might be it for him this quarter.
Yeah, 3 fouls on Brooks. And he will take a seat as Spencer comes in. Sater, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul.
Only fair for on the other side.
So that's
Timeout taken by
they're going to call a 30-second timeout. So looking ahead to the Edgewood schedule, real quick, They are hosting Terre Haute North next Thursday. They then will be at Bloomfield next Saturday. We already talked about that with J.B. Neal, the former Edgewood coach, now at Bloomfield. Here scouting tonight. His team is ranked 3rd in Class 1A. Then they're at Indian Creek. And then it's the Wabash Valley Classic. And Edgewood will play Terre Haute North in the first game of the day on December 26th. So the 10 a.m. game, Edgewood's got to go play at Terre Haute North, and then they will play either Robinson, Illinois, or South Vermilion, and then they will finish up the Wabash Valley Classic December 28th and 30th. And of course, Linton's in that tournament. Linton is the number 1 team in Class 2A, made the state finals last year, lost to Andran. So if you're looking for a lot of basketball over the Christmas holiday, there's a lot of places to go. And I'll be taking in probably several games at several sites. So Pickle gets the basket.
Pickle.
You could say that Pickle got the roll.
I knew there was going to be one of your, there you go. Pickle got the roll.
Sorry, not sorry.
I know you're not. Farkas gets it to pass. I know it's coming at least once a game. There is the foul.
Personal foul, number 12.
That's on Huffman, his 3rd.
Substitution number 32, Brooks.
So Brooks going to come back in. Quinn, you think this is the right move?
I'm going to trust Coach Brooks's belief that he probably had a talk with Mason Brooks. Basically said, hey, you can't get a 4th foul.
There is the steal by Huff, up to Huffman, and he lays it in. And it's a 9-point lead.
You got to give a lot of credit to South Putnam. They have been down by a lot multiple times, but they continue to fight.
Sater. Farkas. Back to Sater. They're trying to keep the lane shut down, playing the zone.
Yeah. They're trying to prevent the driving kick.
Farkas gonna fire it, no good. Zeke Powell flies in, and they're gonna call the foul. And that is 4 on Mason Brooks. And that is huge.
Yeah, I guess that talk didn't work. Yeah, that is absolutely.
And now Mason Brooks keeps kind of arguing with the officials. They're going to put Zeke Powell at the line. You see the reaction of Brooks. He's just animated at this point. And Vince Brooks is right in the official's ear as well.
Substitutions.
Powell hits the free throw.
Number 12, Keto. Number 24, Slayball.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst kind of feeling, that you're probably told don't foul whatever you do, and then just be put in an uncompromising position where you don't mean to foul, but it just happens.
And you see now Vince Brooks is out on the floor talking to the officials during this 30-second timeout. Great shot. He is pleading his case. Great shot by our camera crew. We want to thank our crew with Noah Barajas, Jeremy Nutter, Annette Bruner on the cameras, Nate Alicon doing replays, Rob Ramsey, our director, technical director, you and I doing commentary. A big thank you to all of them for what they do behind the scenes, and it wouldn't be possible without them. As you see Brooks continuing to talk to Coach Brooks just continuing to talk to the officials. And the North Putnam assistant trying to tell him, hey, don't get a technical. Oh, and now I just heard the coach saying, stay in the box. The official telling him to stay in the box, so
That's basically
that's
his
the warning.
Yep.
No, he's still pleading. This Powell hits the second free throw. And as the official comes down the floor, he's still talking. So Dane Spencer scores.
Basket by Spencer.
And I think this game just got a whole lot better because North Putnam is now, they're either going to lay flat or play fired up, and I think it's going to be they're going to play fired up. Powell with the three. No good. Sater gets fouled and will go to the line. North Putnam fans trying to say he had all ball. That was not the case.
And I believe that is the 10th rebound for Sater in this game, so he's got a double-double.
Sater to shoot two.
Coleman Sater, he did that a couple times last year as well. Sater with only 1 point here in the second half, so 21 for the game. And he misses that one. Sater 2 for 4 at the line. As that draws a big cheer from the North Putnam fans. And he misses both. Here we go. Under a minute. Pickle to the basket.
Basket by Pickle.
Now the officials timeout. Looks like Sater cramping.
And it looks like the crowd is asking for Edgewood to have to burn a timeout for that.
Yeah, the officials called the timeout and allowed Sater to come to the bench and get substituted. So that's blocked. Lions has it. Pickle. They're going to call the travel.
Man, the ref is making a lot of friends over in the North Putnam fan section.
Yeah, every call at this point is going to get a seal of approval, and Vince Brooks has been teed up. I thought this was coming. Vince Brooks gets teed up.
I mean, it was coming to a head. This needed to happen for kind of just like the tension to just kind of be let out.
Yeah, 8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And I think they feel like this is going to inspire they're going to inspire them. And some of the Edgewood fans are clapping as you see the Coach Wadsworth telling the guys to sit back down. So Fark is going to shoot the technicals. He gets that one to go.
Man, Indiana high school basketball.
Oh, gotta love it. And this is not even a big rivalry matchup.
Yet.
Imagine if this was Edgewood Owen Valley and Roger Fleetwood got a technical. This place, they may
We would be losing our hearing.
Yeah, security would have to be called in, I think. Or Bloomington North, Bloomington South.
I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah. So Farkas, he's going to get called for the travel. And again, he's being warned. Coach being warned to stay in the box. Now Mason Brooks going to come back in. 1.4.
Smart substitution here. There's just a defense for offense. Try to get him the ball.
Huff going to throw the baseball pass, and it is deflected, and that's going to do it for the third quarter. Don't go anywhere. Edgewood leads by 9 here on Smithfield Sports.
Whether you need an awesome wrap for your truck, a new look for your sports car, or simply some great window tinting, Van Horn has you covered. Need accessories like step bars, bug shields, or toolboxes? Or how about a neon clock for the garage or den? Van Horn can take care of it. With years of experience, Van Horn gives you the professional look with the quality you deserve. Stop by our shop in Ellettsville, the large building behind McDonald's, or give us a call at 812-876-2230. You can also visit our website at vanhorn1.com. Van Horn Tent and Accessories, the place for your custom vehicle needs.
Welcome back to Edgewood High School. As you see the officials in the middle of the court discussing probably the North Putnam coach as Edgewood leads 54-45. Glad you could join us for Edgewood Mustang Basketball and Smithfield Sports. Just a reminder, next Friday, December 13th, we will have the Edgewood girls against South Vermilion, 6 o'clock JV, 7:30 varsity, as I'm Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. And Quinn, what
a huge development right now. I'm sorry but Coach Brooks rolling the dice and putting Mason out immediately to start the fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
With 4 fouls, this is definitely an interesting move. I think he figures he's got to do it down 9, and he's probably told him he's going to bring the ball up the floor. He's probably told him you cannot foul.
And if I am Coach Wadsworth, I
go at him.
Yes.
Go right it. And there we go. That's going to be on Parker Harrington as he was guarding Brooks.
Personal foul, number 40, Harrington.
Coleman Sater comes back in, replacing Logan Slayball. There is Brooks. There is Pickled 3, no good. Sater with the rebound. Farkas. Harrington. Powell. Harrington. He's got 8. Sater going right at Brooks. Gonna kick it to Powell. Off the mark. Up and look at that. Sam Keto takes it away.
I see
Does that sound familiar?
Is a family trait.
Keto with the assist. Harrington nailed it.
Basket, Harrington.
How many times have we seen that through the years? Keto gets a steal and a 3-pointer ensues.
Mason Brooks, short. Derek Farkas gets fouled. Yeah, Sam Keto's brother Joe walking on to Indiana State for baseball this year. They both played on the state runner-up baseball team in the spring that lost to Andrain in Class 3A. Coleman Sater was a part of that team. But yeah, the Ketos have a history of being point guards, taking the ball away, and making plays. And Sam Keto makes another play. As Farkas at the line.
Yeah, remember that play at the end of the game right now, because that was a 9-point game, and that was a 3-point. That was a huge swing right there.
And the lead is now 14 for the Mustangs. Mason Brooks in the lane. Harrington gets called for the foul. He thought he had all ball.
I don't agree with the officials there. That definitely looked like it was all ball.
So one more for Brooks. Brooks at the line. He's got 14. He had 30 against Southmont, 23 against South Putnam last night. He's got 15 now. And he misses the second one, gets the rebound. Nice pass inside to Pickle, and he gets the bucket. Aaron Pickle's got 11.
He's been huge in the second half, really stepping in, being in that nice secondary scoring option.
8 of 11 for Pickle in this second half. Sam Keto with 3, no good. Sater the rebound. And Brooks with the block. Surprised they did not call the foul. Brooks coast to coast, and that's it. He's fouled out, offensive foul, and they got to restrain him from talking to the officials. They have got, and he's been teed up. So he's already fouled out, and he's been teed up.
Personal foul, number 32, Brooks.
I can understand emotions getting the best of you, but that might be a nail in the coffin right there, especially with how well the team continues to hang around in there.
Substitution number 12, Huffman.
These might be game clinching. I mean, I know there's still quite a bit of time, but got the block, started getting a little bit, too risky. Should not have driven the ball like that, especially this early into the fourth quarter. Now, if there were like 2 minutes left or something like that, then yes, desperate times call for desperate measures, but there was no reason to actually drive.
No, that was now he's going to sit the final 6-10 of this game. And Farkas hits both technicals, and now they're going to. So a major turn here for Edgewood. For North Putnam now, Mason Brooks out of the game, fouls out, and then gets a technical on top of that. So Sam Keto with it, fouled by Spencer.
Personal foul, number 33, Spencer.
As that's his second foul.
Keto shooting the double bonus.
So Keto at the line, and he misses the foul shot.
Double bonus rest of the way now for Edgewood.
Now we're going to see Cam Curtis for the first time replacing Zeke Powell. Keto looking for his first points of the season. Started all 4 games, and he gets on the board. 62-48. Huffman for 3, it's good.
Yeah, there's still plenty of firepower on this team.
Leads 11. As they always.
And that's why I thought that going for the technical was really bad, because even with Brooks out, there's still enough on this team to be able to come back. So don't compound the issue.
So Keto back at the line for the Mustangs. And that one is short.
And these are really big free throws.
As he gets that one, he's got 2 of 4 at the line for Sam.
Also, I love how both crowds are so into it that regardless of make or miss, there's a crowd cheering.
That's just sports in general. There's always one set of fans happy and one set of fans not.
Personal foul, number 13, Curtis.
That is foul on Cam Curtis, his first. There's a 3, no good. As the Edgewood students let them know about it. Then it's a foul on Spencer.
Personal foul, number 33,
Basically
Spencer.
employing a hack a keto strategy at this moment.
Keto 2 for 4 at the line, all in this quarter. Did not play basketball last year. It's back this season. And he hits that one. He's got 4. Lead is 14, and it's a foul on North Putnam.
Personal foul, number 21, Pickle.
That's on Pickle, his 3rd. And it's just free throws for Edgewood.
That's just built up frustration. Farkas doing an amazing job of basically keeping on him, and tried to get away with a shove, wasn't able to.
Now the officials having a discussion
whether or not it warrants free throws.
They're going to say no shooting foul. Doesn't look like Coach Wadsworth too upset with the call. Edgewood up 14.
Well, Pandora's box has already been opened with technicals, so I think that unless he really disagrees with the call, he's not going to say anything.
Lions with the foul.
You know how as soon as one technical is called, everything else becomes a little bit more tense, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it over and over in all levels. Yeah, once you get that technical called, you're
One left.
You got to behave the rest of the game as Keto hits both. He's got 6 all at the line here in the 4th quarter. Lead is 16. Huffman, no good. Sater.
It's a bit of a rinse and repeat, actually, of just continuously trying to drive and kick into the corner. Instead of just like trying to just get the best shot possible, they're kind of forcing these threes.
There's Farkas. Harrington, 3, no good. Curtis tried to chase it down and could not. Lions gonna fire the 3.
And that's
good.
A more natural 3. And it was rewarded with it. That was a more natural 3. On the last couple of possessions, they were literally manufacturing those corner 3s. Now, that's a good play still, but continuously do that.
Look at this as Farkas had Harrington wide open underneath, and a foul on North Putnam.
Personal foul, number 3, Lions.
That's the 2nd on Lions. And Parker Harrington at the line.
Harrington shooting 2.
Mentioned we saw his younger sister, Caden, in the girls' game have a great game tonight.
Edgewood substitutions, number 2, Huntley, number 4, Powell, number 10, Caden Huttenlocker.
Caden Huttenlocker is in now for the Mustangs, wearing number 10. So one more for Harrington, and he misses. Huffman with the rebound. 12 for, as Pickle hits a 3. Harrington's got 12 tonight, so another game in double figures for Parker. And now Spencer commits the foul.
Personal foul, number 33, Spencer.
That's his 4th.
Powell to shoot 2.
And the free throw parade continues.
The thing is that they're doing a good job of extending the game, but you're also shortening your players, lifespan in the game,
Yeah. So Zeke Powell hits the free throw. He's got 4 tonight. He's 4 or 5 from the line. make it 5-6.
You know what I should have done in high school is I should have volunteered just to be a person, just to be added 5 fouls whenever needed. Just come off the bench just for fouls.
Sometimes there are those players that's what they're there for, is just get fouled.
Personal foul.
It's going to be on Huntlocker, his first.
Pickles shooting
So
two.
Pickles going to shoot 2. Like you said, he's been a big role player tonight.
23, RJ Batchelor.
RJ Batchelor is back in. Keto's back in. 14 for Aaron Pickle tonight.
Only a sophomore as well.
Only a sophomore. And Brooks is a junior, so you still got a lot of weapons back next year. Spencer's an
Huff is a
underclassman.
sophomore. Huffman is a junior.
So their whole starting lineup comes back. Batchelor's the only senior that's played.
Personal foul, number 23, Batchelor.
So this team will definitely make
Shoot 2.
make noise next year. And don't think when these two hook up again next year, they won't forget this game. As Powell hits
Definitely a bright future for them after going 7-17 last season.
You lost to Covenant Christian in the sectional 65-48. Offensively last year, 47.2. Defensively, 57.4. Since 1994, Edgewood leads this series 7-0. They last played in 2015 as Huffman hits. So North Putnam looking to do something they haven't done in recent memory, and it's not gonna, unless a big turnaround happens tonight, Edgewood will win 8 in a row against this team. Coach Wadsworth wants a timeout.
Timeout taken by the Mustangs.
Full timeout. These two played from 1994 to 1999, and they played December 18, 2015 at North Putnam. 54-27, Edgewood won. So the last time they played here was February 17, 1999. So these two have not played much in recent memory, but now they are in the both in the Western Indiana Conference, and with how the conference shapes out next year, they will now play year in, year out. So, as we are down to 3:04, again, a big thank you to our crew, Noah Barajas, Jeremy Nutter, Annette Bruner on the cameras, Nate Alarcon doing replays, Rob Ramsey, our technical director, you and I doing commentary, so a big thank you to everything for their hard work. Of course, boys and girls doubleheaders tonight and last night, and then next week the girls game with Edgewood and South Vermilion. So it's always a busy time of year with high school basketball going on in the great state of Indiana. North Putnam looking at their schedule. They are at Sullivan next Friday, Park Heritage at home on Saturday. They'll also play Covenant Christian next week at home. Third straight road game. They'll finally get home next week. Sater gets on the floor. It's just bodies everywhere. Jump ball call. It will be Edgewood's ball.
Two Mustangs. Substitution.
That'll be Farkas for Utley. So 2:46 to go. What started out was a quick first half has turned into a long second half.
Almost as if to compensate.
Zeke Powell has it for Edgewood. Offensive foul on Powell.
Personal foul, number 4.
This definitely feels like the starting of a rivalry.
It's definitely heated up in here, that's for sure.
We are starting to see no love lost.
Be interesting to see next year's matchup. Although these two teams could meet in the crossover, they are in different divisions, so it is possible. Farkas with the rebound. Gonna be another foul on Pickle.
Personal foul, number 21, Pickle.
That's his fifth.
Substitution number 33, Spitzer.
And that might be the nail in the coffin right there, because he's been the one who's been carrying the offense with Brooks out.
14 points.
Farkas will shoot 2.
So now you leave it up to Aaron Huffman, who's got 16. Actually leads North Putt in scoring tonight. Farkas hits the free throw. One more for Farkas. And he misses that one. I see JB Neal's had enough. He's out the door. As there's a foul. And looks like, is there another Teton?
Personal foul, number 23.
No, they're going to call Batchelor for the foul. And more free throws.
Farkas shooting 2.
At some point, you would just think, if you're Coach Brooks, you would tell these guys, hey, stop fouling. We're down 13. It's not gonna.
Well, this is where the no shot clock comes in, because if there was a shot clock, they wouldn't need to foul.
That's true, too. Yeah, no shot clock in Indiana high school basketball. Farkas hits both. Lead is 15, under 2 to go. 3 on the way, that's off the top. Rebound. Huffman gonna fire the 3 in Sater's face, no good. Batchelor rebound. Put back, no good. Powell with the rebound, and then Lyons commits the foul.
Personal foul, number 3, Lyons.
So that is 3 on Lyons. Powell at the line. And he gets that one. Eight for Powell tonight, 8 for 9 at the line. Mustangs lead by 17, and they've had great free throw shooting practice here in the second half, especially in this fourth quarter. Shot is no good. Huffman gonna fire the 3. It's good.
Basket. Huffman.
Now we're gonna see Coach Wadsworth try to get in some of the reserves.
Looks like the Dogs have been called off. Oh, nice.
As he will call the substitution timeout.
Timeout taken by the Mustangs.
To get the guys in.
When play resumes, the Mustangs will have number 23, Sean Sims. Number 1, Patrick Gardner.
So Sean Sims, Patrick Gardner,
Cam Curtis.
Caden Hundenlocker into the game, along with Zay Doring.
21, Zay Doring.
But Edgewood bounces back tonight after a tough loss with
Absolutely.
Cloverdale, and it's a tale of two halves. The first half it was all Coleman Sater. The second half it was free throw shooting.
It was a total team effort in the second half. I would say that. Basically, Sater did what any team leader does, and that's put the team on his back to get them ahead, and then the team works together to finish out the game.
So it is Edgewood's going to improve to 2-2. North Putnam's going to fall to 2-1 on the year. Possibility these teams could see each other again in the crossover down the road. So Edgewood's going to get out of here with boys and girls varsity victories tonight. Right now they're just trying to dribble out the clock. Patrick Gardner's a senior, wears number 1, did not play last season. Right now, Edgewood just working it around, and it's taken away by Huffman. Bad pass by Doring, and Huffman drives and scores.
And he gets the 20 plus, he gets the 21 points as well.
Now Sean, and they're just going to dribble this out. And Edgewood's going to win this 77-65 as good job by the Mustangs as we look at the highlights. Plenty of highlights for this game, and there's Logan Slayball hitting the 3. Aaron Huffman hit several threes for North Putnam. As you see, then Mason Brooks battling underneath. He fouls out with 15 points. There is Derek Farkas hitting him from the outside. Then the nice pass inside. Sam Keto finds Parker Harrington wide open in the corner. As you said, those corners have been worn out for a long time with all their three-point shooting. As North Putnam hits a 3. Final score, Edgewood 77, North Putnam 65. For all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes, for my partner Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Thank you for watching, and good night from Ellettsville.